To begin, I would like to introduce the York International team. First, we have Eugene Lee, who is the International Orientation and Conversion Coordinator. And as mentioned before, I'm Rachel, one of the student coordinators for the Orientation and Transition portfolio. By the end of this webinar, it's our hope that incoming international students will have more knowledge on what a first-year student's 2026 to 2027 academic calendar looks like at York University, also have more knowledge on important deadlines, holidays, and academic terminologies that will occur throughout the year, as well as helpful student resources with academic information and balancing student life as a York University student here in Canada. In terms of our agenda for today, we're looking at a typical first year's journey at York University, resources and services available. We'll go over a question and answer session where you can ask all the questions that you have and we'll be able to answer them. And then finally, we'll take a look at our upcoming pre-arrival webinars and events. So to get us started for our session today, we're going to say that with the basics, there are three school terms here at York University. We have the fall semester, which runs from September to December, and then we have the winter semester, which runs from January to May, and the year-long term, which runs from September to April, kind of the beginning of May as well. And also, we've included some pictures of what the environment should possibly look like during these terms. So as you can see, the fall semester is a bit warmer as we transition from summer, while winter is much more colder and will likely be filled with snow. And a year-long term comprises of both winter and fall. And courses that are taken during the year-long term are always longer than those taken in the fall term or the winter term. So the school year usually begins with our students moving into their various residences if you'll be living on campus. And this will take place on August 30th for our international students as well. The following day on August 31st, we'll be having an international and exchange student orientation for mainly our international students and our exchange students as well. This is a great opportunity to meet other students, learn more about immigration essentials, your health insurance now that you're here. In addition, we'll also have a service fair for you to meet directly with representatives from different offices and services that will also be essential for you at York University. Then during the orientation, we'll have a campus tour where we'll go all around campus and you get to at least know where your classes are warmer and so much more. Then the rest of the week is scheduled for the orientation week. Beyond only meeting international students, you also get to meet with students in your colleges, your faculties, and beyond. So orientation is usually categorized based on your faculty and where your college is. And if you do not know where your college is, use the College Finder link in the chat to find out where it is. During orientation, there are also more social events as well as welcome activities for everyone. The university is closed on September 7th for Labor Day, and so will a couple of places around the city. So if you plan on traveling for any exploration, make sure you keep that in mind. But again, check your orientation week schedules to see if your college has planned anything for you. The first day of classes is September 9th, and the deadline for the fall tuition, as well as your residence and meal plans, are due on September 10th. As international students, you can pay your tuition through the options that the financial services has provided for you, such as the CIBC International Student Pay and Convera Global Pay for secure online payments. Be careful to never send money or your account information to any third party that you do not trust. September 22nd is the last date to add a fall course or a year-long course without the permission of the instructor. And any date past this, you'll be required to get the permission of your instructor in order to enroll in the course. On the last week of September, the undergraduate union here at York University, known as YFS, full name York Federation of Students, has a York Fest event organized for you. This is a welcome back week to introduce you to all the fun clubs and events hosted for all students. And a club fair will be happening on September 22nd. So now the first and probably most important deadlines for you to be aware of as international students are your financial deadlines. So this table that we have here is for the 2026-2027 academic year, and it's for all undergraduate faculties. But again, there are also refund tables for specific faculties. So make sure you check the website as we link in the chat to see what aligns with your specific faculty. So the table you're looking at over here is known as your refund table, which is basically created to help you understand the amount of refund that you can receive depending on when your courses are dropped. So for now, we'll focus on the top row, which includes the percentages, and the four-term column, which has the date from September 16th to November 10 and onwards. And this is which is the term we're enrolled in now. We're going to also talk about deadlines for dropping courses. This is where the table will come in play. So, for example, let's say that I decided earlier in the semester that I wanted to take Psych 1010, which is an introduction to psychology course. But after attending the first class, I decided that this course is no longer a good fit for me anymore. Or if I see that it conflicts with my schedule or other academic commitments. So if I choose to drop this course by September 15th, my bad, by September 15th, I'll receive 100% of refund for the amount I paid for the course. So 100% of the money that is in my student account that aligns with the payment for the course will be given back to me. However, let's say I decide to drop the course by, let's say I decide to drop the course by September 30th to October 6th within that time frame. I will only get 60% of my tuition I paid back for the course. And this aligns for a full year course as well. So for a full year course, which is usually a 6 credit course or a 9 credit course, if I decide to drop it within September 30th to October 6th, I only get 60% back of my tuition. And if I decide to drop a fall course, so for example, if I'm taking only one course that's supposed to be during the fall semester only, and I choose to drop that course between the week of October 14th to October 20th, I will only get 40% of my tuition paid back for that fall semester course. So for all fall semester courses, this is how it's going to align as well. And then if I decide to drop a winter course, so for example, it's the same fall course, if I choose to drop the course by November 11 or onward, I would not get any tuition back. So any dates past November 11, and I'm thinking of, oh, should I drop the course now or should I withdraw from the course now? I would not get any tuition back. So basically, it's kind of a lose-lose situation because you also do not get to take the class, and also you already kind of wasted a bit of money. And also keep in mind that this refund table that we presented on the slide before is for the fall winter 2026 and 2027 semester. It's academic year, sorry. So the link for the refund table is in the chat for you to access any single time. So moving on, October, when it comes to October, this is the time to make, you're expecting to make new friends and also attending your first Canadian fall event. And we always kick off our October with our Thanksgiving holiday, which is on October 12th. And this is a start to our reading week, which is a Canadian holiday together with our family and friends, and express gratitude and celebrate the autumn harvest with a hearty feast. Then on the October 10th to 16th, we have our fall reading week. So what is reading week is a time where you do not have classes at all. And this is a perfect time to catch up on reading, all your schoolwork, studying for midterms, and also taking some time to relax. So during reading week, we advise that you explore some academic resources that York offers. The first one is PASS, which is the Pair Assisted Study Sessions. It's a very effective way to help LAPS students, as well as students from Bethune, Calumet, and Stone colleges succeed in challenging courses. In these free study sessions, you work as a team with other students to break down complex ideas, develop smarter and faster study methods, practice problem solving, and develop learning strategies and prepare for exam. We also have SNAC, which is the Student Numeracy Assisted Center at Keele. And this is to provide support to students in the LAPS courses. So LAPS stands for the Liberal Arts and Professional Studies faculty. So if you're in any of those courses or if you're in that faculty, SNAC provides support to you that for any courses that involves math, statistics, Excel, and coding. And whether you're enrolled in accounting, marketing, or economic classes, you've come to the right place for student-friendly numeracy assistance. And the goal is to help students become experts in a variety of math concepts, from basic and linear algebra to complex statistics, tricky equations, calculus, and more. We also have the ESL OLC, which is English as a Second Language Open Learning Center, and this is to help you improve your English language skills. They offer supports for reading, writing, speaking, and also writing essays in English. The experts are ready to help you understand your assignments, expand your vocabulary, and learn English grammar. So please know that they do not help you edit your work, but rather they help you improve your current skills and also to learn new skills. We also have the Writing Center, which is a perfect place if you want to enhance your ability to produce effective academic and professional writing. So take advantage of this writing support program. They're here to support your growth and development as a writer. So go to the Writing Center if you need work on your reading, your writing, and your thinking skills as well. During this month of October, we also advise that you think of joining student clubs. Use this time to get involved with clubs on campus and your community, and also gain volunteer experiences to build your portfolio, and also gain skills such as teamwork and interpersonal relationships, so that's and so much more. And this helps you to build your work portfolio and gain more experiences. You may be feeling more at home, but also remember that homesickness might strike you as your first experience during the Canadian Thanksgiving. So coming around to mid-October, we ask that you start looking into your housing options for a winter break. So think about your winter break during the month of December. Would you remain on campus residence or would you stay with friends and family in the city, or do you plan on traveling? Remember to manage your meal plan to support your winter break on campus, and you don't want to run out of your meal plan and then be left stranded. During this time or during the month of October, you should look into booking your appointment with an academic advisor to make sure you're up to date with your degree requirements. It is very important as students to stay up to date with your degree progress, and the best way to do this is being in regular contact with your academic advisor. So a link has been placed in chat for you to find your faculty-specific academic advising office. Also, during this mid-October time, think about booking your flights back home if you'll be going back home for the winter break season, as flight prices do get really expensive towards the December period. And also, if you're not traveling home, think about your winter break as a great time to explore Canada as well. So coming to the month of November, this is when the midterm seasons get really hectic for a lot of students. So again, use this time to refer to the academic resources that we mentioned earlier, including stopping for office hours with your professors and also peer tutoring. Remember, these are supplements that are provided to support your academic journey. So don't fully rely on this and then neglect your own personal studying. So rather incorporate all these academic resources into your personal studying and reading times as well. In the month of November, the temperature gets colder and it's time to experience the real Canadian weather. So wear lots of layers and invest in good quality winter jackets. Also remember that allergy seasons may also highly increase during this time. So make good use of your UHIP to visit the clinics and go for regular checkups. November 10th is the last day to drop a full course without receiving a grade. So any date past November 10, which is November 11, and so on, you will definitely get a W grade, which is the course withdrawal period, and you receive a grade of W on your transcript. But you can also find more information about this in the Add and Drop Deadlines website. So coming around to the month of December, December is a huge time for snow and also will be a new experience for lots of you who are not from cold countries or cities. So use this time to explore the holiday lights, warm drinks, and then focus on finishing your first semester. December 8th will be the last day of our fall classes, and December 9th is the fall study day as exams begin on December 10th. So again, remember to use this time to explore those academic resources that we mentioned earlier, PASS, SNAC, the ESL, OLC, and the Writing Center. And again, remember that during this exam period, it could be a really stressful period for you. But again, remember to take rest, eat, and also remain hydrated. Exams are expected to end on December 22nd for the fall semester. And then usually the university is closed during winter break. But York International will be having a few events for you, such as a neighborhood exploration during the winter break. But you can check out the YI calendar linked in the chat for you to see more. Temperatures are also dropping and also gets really cold during this time. So don't forget to layer up more. Wear more layers, gloves, hats, scarves, and snow boots to be able to warm yourself up during the weather. The winter break is a great time to catch up on some rest and also explore Toronto throughout our neighborhood exploration that we're going to offer to you. So use the time to check out some ice skating, enjoy some hot chocolate, and also visit famous winter exclusive places here in Toronto. If you do plan on buying some new tech or gifts for your family and friends for the Christmas holiday, use this time to use the Boxing Day sale around so you're able to get yourself some presents. And also, it's also really great discounts for you on so many items. So this is the perfect time to make use of all those shopping. So back for our winter semester, classes do begin on January 4th, and the winter tuition, as well as your second half of the residence and mid-plan fees are due on January 10th. The last day to add a winter course without the permission of an instructor is on January 14th. And also keep in mind the winter refund table that we mentioned earlier to avoid losing money in the process of dropping courses in late January, which is the usually the last week of January or the last few weeks of January, the YFS, which is the York Federation of Students, organizes a cultural fest where diverse cultures at York University is displayed through performances. So this is a perfect time to join the cultural club and get to be part of this community. Well, now we've made it over to February. So February 9 is the last day for you to drop a year-long course without receiving a grade. And any day past February 9th for a year-long course, you get a W on your transcript. So access more information in the Add and Drop Deadlines website that's been linked for you in the chat. On February 13th to 19 is our winter reading week period. And again, reading week is a perfect time to catch up on your studies, sleep, and also explore those academic resources that we mentioned earlier, the PASS, the SNAC, the ESL OLC, and the Writing Center. You may even want to join your college on their reading week trip, and more information about that will be sent to you via your college email communication. On February 15th, the university is closed for Family Day. And also remember that during this time, the winter season is still on. And during winter around January, February can get really harsh during this period. So give yourself more travel time because there's always some delays in transportation due to the weather. And again, don't forget to layer up as well. If you are considering taking summer classes, think about your enrollment dates. Enrollment dates vary from student to student, so check your course enrollment dates for your own specific enrollment day on the website. Book an appointment with an academic advisor to review your degree requirements and to ensure that you're on the right track. Again, it's very important to stay up with your degree progress, and the best way to do this is to be in regular contact with your academic advisor. And again, refer to the websites for your faculty specific academic advising office. If we do have plans to go home for the summer holiday, consider booking your flights now, as again, flight prices may get expensive closer to your proposed travel dates. Or if you're not thinking of going home for the summer holiday, think of ways that you plan to explore Canada. If you're not studying or traveling, you could look into getting a summer job or an internship. York University offers some work study positions that give undergraduate students paid work to develop your professional skills and personal success. To apply, you will need a resume and a cover letter or more. If you need help creating this, visit the Co-op and Career Center for tips and help with creating a resume and cover letter or prep for interviews. You could also access the work study website to verify your eligibility criteria for work study positions to ensure you're able to apply for a work study position, which can also include work authorization on your study permits. March, again, just like November, is a heavy midterm focused month. So, again, keep that in mind as well, because you may have a lot of academic deadlines, a lot of assignments due, midterms are due. The Career Center also hosts career fairs that will be taking place on campus. So, look out for communication from the Co op and the Career Center for more details on that. March 8 is the last day to drop a winter course without receiving a date. And any day past March 8, which is March 9 to April 5th, you get a W on your transcript, which is usually the course withdrawal period. And to learn more information, you can access the Add or Drop Deadline website. So the first year is almost over and it's almost time to look forward to the summer. But remember, again, April, like December, is also a very exam heavy moment. April 5th is the last day of winter classes, and April 6th is our winter study day. And the exams usually begin on April 7th for the winter exams, so it's a great time to lock in. April 23rd is when our final exams end, and finally the winter season comes to an end. The spring season is around the corner, and the weather gets warmer. There also will be a lot of rain, so keep that in mind as you commute and travel. And finally, you completed your first year. So take this time to relax, to explore Toronto, to work part-time or full-time, or take a summer course. If you plan on taking summer classes, the summer term classes begin on April 3rd, 2027, and ends on June 18th. The first S1 ends on June 18th, 2027 as well. The SU classes, which is the entire summer, is May 3rd to August 12th. S1 is just half of the SU classes, so May 3rd to June 18th, 2027. And S2 is on June 21st to August 12th. So SU is the entire summer, S1 is half, the first half, and S2 is the second half. So keep that in mind that S1 and S2 classes are more concise and the time goes by faster compared to a full SU course. So for a full SU course, you're probably using 12 weeks for study, while a S1 course is 6 weeks for the same course, or S2 is also 6 weeks as well. So keep that in mind as you study and also as you plan to enroll in classes. Work study positions begin late April/early May, maybe usually the first week of May, which coincides with the last week of April as well. And now, thank you everyone for taking the time to listen. We'll now open the floor for any questions that you may have. So please note that the webinar recording will be available in the pre-arrival website. And now feel free to use the Q&A feature to submit your questions and we'll address them accordingly. As we give everyone a bit of time to type in their questions, I would like to go over a few Q&A, a few common questions that we received in previous webinars. And these questions might address some concerns that you haven't thought of yet, and hopefully they give you some additional insights. And I'll start us off with one of the most common questions, which is it mandatory to attend orientation week? I would say orientation week is highly recommended for all students to attend because this is a great time to be able to get familiar with the campus and also get familiar with students before you start. So, for example, attending academic orientation is highly, highly recommended for all students because that way you get to meet your professors and learn more about your faculty and your program as well as social orientation, which is very important for students to get to interact with your fellow students before they get started. And again, our international and exchange student orientation is a lovely time to get to know more about your immigration and also your health insurance session directly from those coordinators so you can learn more about them. We do have two questions in the chat that says, are there any work study positions during the fall semesters for exchange students? So for exchange students, I do not believe there are any work study positions that are open because I don't think you have work authorization on your permits. But again, you can use the eligibility check on the work study position website to see if you're eligible to apply for a work study position as well. And that has been linked in the chat, but we can copy and paste that for you again. And I'm moving on to our next frequently asked question. What happens if I miss the tuition deadline? So if you miss the tuition deadline for your payment, there's always an interest added on your tuition. So your tuition gets basically increases if you miss the tuition deadline. You won't get you won't be asked to leave school or withdraw from your classes or anything, but your tuition does increase over time. So it's easier to be able to pay the lesser amount before the tuition increases and then you have more to pay or more cost to pay. So is there a restriction on which student clubs I can join and how many I can join? So for student clubs, there's no restriction on which student clubs you join. York has over 300 plus student clubs, so you're free to attend or to be a part of any of the student club that you're able to join. How many you can join, there's also no restriction on that. But you also want to keep in mind of your own schedule and your own personal time to make sure that you have time for yourself, your academics, your family, and your friends as well. Now, last question. Would there be our fourth question? Would there be opportunities to meet other international students early on? Yes, there is. So during our international and exchange student orientation is the perfect time to meet other international students before the orientation week begins as well. And is it mandatory to do summer courses? So for international students, it is not mandatory to do summer courses, but it is up to you and also up to your academic advisor to direct you on how you can stay up to date with your degree progress as well. However, it is mandatory for everyone to be a part of the fall and winter courses or to take fall or winter courses, but summer courses are not mandatory. But if you do have questions about whether or not to take summer courses, or which summer courses to take, how many you can take, then feel free to visit your academic advisor for that. So we do have another question asking, are there lockers available on campus? So I do believe there are lockers available on campus, but you have to speak to your college about that. So some colleges have lockers that they're willing to rent out to students, as well as the Tate McKenzie gym also has lockers there. They're also renting out to students, but you do have to reach out to them directly for any questions about that. One more question. Okay, perfect. So for now, since there are no more questions, we're going to take a look at a few upcoming webinars and events. And during this time, you may continue to use the Q&A feature if you have any more questions during this portion of the webinar. And just a small reminder that all the links for registration will be placed in the chat for you. So first up, we have our Navigating Study Permit Refusals for international students. So this webinar is strictly for students who have had their study permit refused. An international student advisor, as well as a licensed immigration specialist, will be there to answer your questions and also provide guidance on possible next steps. So you discover the reasons why international students may face refusals and learn about how to enhance your application for a better chance of success. We also have next the deferring admissions, key immigration considerations. If you're considering deferring your admission to York University, whether because of a study permit delay, a refusal, or any other reason, you should join this webinar to learn about how a deferral can impact your study permit application or status. We'll cover the steps to request a deferral and key deadlines, as well as how to maintain compliance with IRCC requirements during the deferral, and resources and supports that are available to guide you as well. So you gain all the information you need to navigate the deferral and immigration processes smoothly. And next, as mentioned before, we have our fall 2026 International and Exchange Student Orientation. So this is where your Europe journey really begins. You get to connect with fellow international students and get helpful info on everything from immigration to health insurance. Head out on a fun shopping trip, also explore the campus, and also explore other places as well on campus too as well. It's also a kind of start that makes everything feel easier, clearer, and a lot more exciting. So what to expect at orientation? It's a full day of connection, learning, and fun. You expect a formal welcome from the York International team, as well as sessions on immigration and UHIP, which are the important things that we need to know as students. We also have a super helpful service fair where you meet the people, the services, and resources that will help you succeed here at York University. We'll also go over a staying healthy at York tips, which provides wellness tips and supports for you as well. We'll have a guided campus tour, and also we'll go on shopping for essentials at Walmart. The deadline to register for orientation is on August 20th, so register now. However, if you're unable to make it to the orientation day on August 31st, we have another one for you on September 18th. So note that this is mainly for students or mainly for new international students who are arriving to Canada after August 31st. So this will take place on September 18th, and everything else is the same. The entire itinerary is the same for this one as well, except that there's no shopping trip on this one. So you would have a campus tour and also sessions as well, but no shopping trip on this one. And now I'd like to quickly turn your attention to a service which is known as Border Pass. So Border Pass is an immigration management platform that is offered in partnership with York University that guides students through every required document and then uses AI to flag potential issues before a study permit applications are submitted. So this is for every study permit application, every first time study permit application as well. Every study permit application receives a field review from a Canadian immigration lawyer who submits this to IRCC at no extra cost beyond the standard government fees for single applicants. So this service is mainly provided for students who've accepted your offer to York University as well. So feel free to check that out in the chat. And next up, we have our events calendar, which you may scan to see more upcoming webinars and events that we have for you, as well as register for them directly from the calendar. I also highly suggest that you folks bookmark this in your browser for easy access. And once again, please follow us on social media to stay updated with everything that York International is offering, as well as to engage with the York community as well. And now we'll take a quick look at the chat to see any last minute questions. If you do have any last questions, this is the perfect time to submit them now. All right. So seeing as we have no more questions, thank you everyone for attending our session today, and we hope to see you in our next one.